Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 13 February 2025, Thursday night at 9. Must be time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And a knife sale we shall have. Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment. And I will also reprint in the description underneath this video. Also, in the terms of the sale at the very top, you're going to see 4 links to previous videos on this channel. The first one pertains specifically to the terms of the sale and to you if you're new. It is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale, and it explains everything about how we do things and why every Thursday night. So if you are new, that video will make it all make sense, I hope. The second link is of interest to you if you're thinking about using this vehicle to move along some of your own personal collection. It's called FAQs for Consignors, and it explains how this madness all works for the consignor's perspective. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And the fourth link pertains to that one. From now until the end of February, we're having the winter 2025 sharpening sale, and that works for anything postmarked to me on or before February 28th, and I will leave a link in the list to the particulars of the sharpening sale. So in the all-important video description, you will see those 4 links at the top, then the terms of the sale, and at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you are generally going to see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The one on the right is the price as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be room this week for 4 knives to be sharpened next day, and they will ship with the as shown inventory tomorrow, Friday the 14th. Not to worry if you want your knife sharpened and you fall outside of that. Your sharpened knife will ship in about 3 weeks. And I will let you know in my acknowledgement email to your I'll take it. If my response just says I will ship tomorrow, that means even if you want it sharpened, it'll ship tomorrow. If instead my response says I'll ship tomorrow if as shown, or in 3 weeks if I'm sharpening it, that means you didn't make the first 4. I think that's about it, except if you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, all caps, exclamation point, the item you're looking at has been bought and paid for by its new owner, so no need to send an I'll take it or an inquiry about anything marked sold. That's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First off, I think we have a few leftovers from last week, which we will cycle through at some screaming deals. And the first among them is this. From Boker Plus, comes to us sans box. That means without in Latin, for those of you in Yorba Linda. This is the Mini Kwaiken, the smaller version of the Lucas Burnley Kwaiken by Boker Plus. This one is in D2 steel. There's Lucas's maker's mark. Got some smudge on my blade. You got 3 1/16 inches of blade, 4 3/16 inches of handle. Stainless steel liner lock with, you could almost call that a frame lock, with scales. You have some crown satin finished black G10 scales. Handle length is 4 3/16 if I didn't mention it. Pivot rides on ball bearings. And it's a flipper. Works great. There's your lock engagement. Rock solid. Centering down the middle. Condition, we'll call it near mint, no box. Currently available at your favorite online retailer for $110, web new. We ran this one last week at 70, no takers, dropped it to 60 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's go $50 this week. 75 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Boker Plus Mini Kwaiken. Next up, we have a misboxed zero tolerance knife, but at least it's in a respectable box. It is the ZT-0022. A little tiny baby knife. Galleon design, I believe. Carbon fiber show side scale. Bronze anodized pivot collar. Pocket clip. Ambidextrous tip up. Kind of the slimline ZT clip. Looks great with this little knife. The titanium business side of the knife is anodized in a beautiful blue. ZT does such a great blue on titanium. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Great flipping action for a tiny knife. What is that, like a stubby California clip point, I guess? Yeah. Blade length 1 7/8, handle length 3 inches. Blade steel CPM 20 CV. Your lock engagement is right there. It is rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Probably not going to drop shut with such a tiny little blade. Centering, perfect. And I think I detected that this edge has been touched up. But we're going to call it near mint, no box. Currently available for a web retailer, a ZT map price of $220. We ran this one last week at $150, got no takers, dropped it to $130 for the weekend. It's still here. So somebody gets it for almost half price. This week, $120 like it is. $145 with an ApostleP edge. That's the ZT-0022. Next up is, I think, our last leftover from last week. It's a Benchmade in a big box. No, your eyes do not deceive you. It's the 165-1 Mini Bushcrafter, which I think you could call a mini Adamas fixed blade. You'll see why in a moment. Comes in an espresso brown, apparently wet formed sheath that looks great. Even have a fire steel loop, which you should have for a Bushcrafter. But here's what I mean. That looks a lot like a mini Adamas blade. It even has Shane Sibbert's maker's mark on it. The handle, though, kind of straight out of the normal Benchmade Bushcrafter with OD green G10 and some, I guess you'd call those maroon liners. Nice thumb divot. Kind of a truncated one, but it works well. You've got your fullered and swedged drop point, stonewash over a satin. Blade length is 3 5/16. The handle is 4 3/16. Works great in the hand. It is near mint to like new in box with the sheath. Current Benchmade map price or web retail for this knife is $380. We ran this like new example last week at $240. Got no takers. Dropped it to $220 for the weekend. This week, it can be yours for $200 like it is. $225 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first four. The 165-1 Mini Bushcrafter from Benchmade. And that last leftover will kick off the beginning of this week's fresh stuff. And we're having a little fixed blade party. And the master of ceremonies will be Tops Knives. That is Tops Packaging, my friends. The knife inside this poly bag is the Baja 4.5 Reserve Edition, which makes it kind of special. You have a very nice leather sheath with a fire steel loop. You actually get a fire steel with this knife, maybe, if I can get it out. There we go. And it appears to be virginal, with a Tops whistle attached. That's a beautiful fit, by the way. Inside is a knife. It's very basic, except that it's a Reserve Edition. So you've got your normal black epoxy crinkle coat finish over $10.95. Got a 4 3/16 inch, almost full flat ground blade. Starts right there. Gorgeous drop point. Blade length is 4 3/16. The handle's 4 7/16. They call this an oiled brown canvas micarta, which I'll buy that. You have bow drill divots in both sides. You got some milling here for texture and grip. Great jimping. Righteous handle. So yeah, we'll call this near mint to like new in box. Currently available new at your favorite web knife store for $150. Let's do this one at $100 like it is. $125 if you'd like it with my edge. The Tops Baja 4.5 Reserve Edition. Next, another one from Tops, but you don't get factory packaging. You get upgraded Ziploc packaging for this one. This knife is the Tops Overlander 2. It'll come in a fold-over Kydex sheath with the world-famous spinning steel Tops clip. Yes, it works so well. Let's see, zero rattle, decent thumb break. Here we go. The Overlander 2. Also in 1095 with a black crinkle coat finish. 4 inches of blade, 4 1/4 inches of handle. Exposed tang with a lanyard loop. This is rocking some OD green paracord. Old school brass Phillips head screws. How about that? Very nice in the hand for a small camp knife. Kind of a lowish saber grind on the drop point blade. We'll call this near mint to like new. No baggy, but it does have a Ziploc. Currently available brand new at your favorite web retailer for $145. Let's do $95 on this one. $120 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Overlander 2 from Tops. Such a good snick. Next one is another one from Tops. Also with factory baggy. That's the Tex Creek in Sniper Gray. This one's going to have a fold-over leather sheath, double stitched, integral belt loop. Nice fit. Nice fit. Here we go. That's a good looking blade. A sexy drop point with a beautiful swedge. Great jimping. Sniper Gray Cerakote finish on this one. Good job, Tops. Black canvas micarta scales with, I don't know, are those red or are they orange? Call them red. Blade length 4 1/8. Handles 4 3/4. Superb in the hand. I mean superb in the hand. We will call it near mint to like new in box. Currently available for a web retail of $170. A little pricier knife with that Cerakote instead of the standard epoxy crinkle. Worth it. Your price on this one, $115 like it is, $140 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Tex Creek from Tops. Excuse me. Next up, is this our last Tops knife? It could be. And here it is. It's kind of a special one. Comes in a flat dark earth fold over Kydex sheath with the vaunted, awesome, iconic swivel clip. I think every knife sheath should have that. Let's see. A tiny bit of rattle. Great thumb break. Look at that beauty. Yeah. That is 8 9/16 inches of, I don't know, what is that? Is that 5/16 stock? Doesn't look, or no, it's more. 7/32 maybe. Bigger than 3/16, not a quarter. You have a saw back, but I think it's more of a notching saw than a felling saw. I don't see a lot of offset, if any. A long Fullerton swedge drop point in the acid rain finish. Brown canvas micarta scale with some orange and black G10 liners to make it thick, and it is thick. Yeah, the handle length 5 1/4. Looks like you can lash this to a spear if you so desire. We'll call it near mint in box. I'm sorry, no baggie for this one. No packaging at all, not even a Ziploc. Anyway, they are out of stock. When they were last available, they were $180 web or retail. We will offer this one tonight at $125 like it is, $160 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Steel Eagle Delta class from Topps. Next up, we got a little Save Me From Myself moment. It's a fixed blade from SOG. Comes in a Moly compatible nylon sheath. Has a front pouch. You could put a sharpening stone in there, whatever you like. We have a Velcro and snap cross strap. The knife inside is the HIC-CUP Elite. The blade style is SOG clip. The blade finish is black. We don't know what. Could be Cerakote, but I would doubt it at this price point. Taiwan made. The blade steel is AUS 8. Blade length is 4 3/4. The handle is overmolded glass reinforced nylon, so it will not be compliant like Kraton. It'll feel like FRN, glass reinforced. We'll call it near mint, no box. These are currently available, brand new, on Amazon for $77 plus tax. This one can be yours, $50 all in, shipped priority mail. $75 with my edge. That's the SOG HIC-CUP Elite. Next up, our last fixed blade for a while comes to us from ESEE. The knife inside is the, not that. Oh yeah, it is. It's the, what do we call this? The RB3 Bolieu. Camp Lore, I don't know. Comes in a fold-over leather sheath. Interesting blade finish on this one. What do they call it? They call it stonewashed black oxide finish that they do before the Scandi grind. It is 1095 steel. You can see a little patina developing in that Scandi. Interesting how it kind of shows from the last grind operation to the power strop, how the patina kind of changes. A pretty good Scandi edge on this one, I got to say. 3 5/8 blade, 4 5/8 handle. Natural canvas micarta scales that are very raw, no hand oils in them at all. We'll call it near mint in box. You don't get the box with an ESEE very often, but you do in this case. Price of these brand new is $130. We will offer this one at $80, ship priority mail, $105 if you'd like my edge on it. I don't think it needs it, I'm just saying. That's the ESEE RB3 Bolieu. Next up, interesting packaging on this one. C. Risner Cutlery, but that's not the brand. The brand is QSP. And the knife inside the box is the Penguin Plus in the rare and desirable jigged titanium with an M390 blade. It is a titanium frame lock with steel lock face insert, right hand tip up milled titanium pocket clip, hourglass standoffs. It's a flipper, and it has thumb studs. Both work equally well. Blade steel is M390. 3 3/8 blade, 4 1/2 inch handle. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Beautiful release, droppy shutty blade, perfect centering. Near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available new, I believe they were $180. They could have been more. They are no longer available. There are no recently sold listings on eBay. There are no current listings on eBay. Kind of unobtainium, I guess you could say. We're going to offer this one at $130, like it is. $160 if you'd like it with an TheApostleP edge. That's the QSP Penguin Plus M390 in jig titanium. Next up, we have a knife accessory that comes in a Ziploc bag. I'm not sure the manufacturer, but I do know these are black linen micarta scales. I'm sorry, black canvas micarta scales for a Spyderco Smock. It appears that there might be some hand oil in that natural canvas micarta, so they might have been mounted and carried, but they look pretty squared away to me. If you use these, though, they're going to be right-hand tip-up only, unless you want to drill the other scale. So we'll call them near mint, and we'll sell them for $25. That's the Spyderco Smock scales in black canvas micarta. Next up, we have one from Spyderco, and it's a little one. It is the Rhino carbon fiber plain edge. I don't think they made it any other way. Here's the knife. So that is the second generation or rougher textured peel ply carbon fiber over G10 laminate. Excuse me. Pocket clip is the tumble polished normal Spyderco clip, ambidextrous tip up. The blade is a swashbuckling little clip point, I guess. Reinhold design. Blade steel is CTS XHP. 2 7/16 is your blade length. 3 5/8 is your handle length. It is a compression lock knife. Not quite a free dropper, but close. Man, I'm not very right-handed, and I don't do well with little knives. But anyway, there's how you get it out. Let's see, can you Spidey drop that thing? I bet you can. Absolutely. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is, if I can show you, perfect. Condition we will call near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock and I think discontinued. When they were last available, the MAP price or web retail was $140. I looked at the sold listings on eBay and I was kind of shocked. This might be one of those knives that wasn't super popular or a super good seller when it was in production, but now they're gone. So sold listings on eBay range between $113, which would almost be original web retail, all the way up to $268, and lots of them hovering around that $200 mark. This one we're going to do near mint to like new with great mechanics at $125, like it is $150 with an TheApostleP edge. That is the Rhino from Spyderco. Next up, we have the Rob's Pick in tonight's sale. And I think you guys are going to get a break on this one because this is the packaging. You're not going to get that cute little blue and white and gray box from Three Rivers Manufacturing with this one. Oh, guys. This is a shadow from Three Rivers, and it's kind of the sweetest shadow I've ever had in my hand. It's got the gorgeous jet black fluted G10 scales. It has the river lock, which is, of course, nothing like the Benchmade Axis lock. It has an ambidextrous tip-up deep carry pocket clip with fill tab for the offside. The beautiful seashell pivot. And it doesn't have those lame Umnumzan-like tall slippery studs with the O-rings everybody like to put on them. It's got sharp terraced thumb studs that work beautifully. The blade, CPM 20 CV, 3 1/8 inches in length. A great all-purpose utility blade shape. Very high flat grind. Would you call that a reverse tanto? I don't know. I've always thought that was a silly term. So 3 1/8 inches of blade, 4 9/16 inches of handle. Very comfortable in all grips. The pivot is it ball bearings? I think it is. And thumb studs. Lock up, rock solid. Centering. I guess I called it perfect. Condition near mint, no box. They are out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range between $235 and $399. This one, let's do it $235 with the upgraded thumb studs and in superb condition. So $235 like it is, $265 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. That is the Rob's pick tonight. The Three Rivers Manufacturing Shadow with updated studs. Next, we're going to take a little break and head into the flashlight world. We got 2 flashlights tonight, and they're both monsters. Here's the first one. It's from Fenix, and it's the HT18R hunting flashlight. Comes with a nylon belt pouch. I guess you could make that, you could almost do a molly thing on that, I think. Big Velcro retention strap. Here's the light. 7 5/8 is your overall length. Bezel diameter is 2 5/8. Super deep reflector. Lumen output ranging between 30 and 2800 with that single emitter. USB-C charging. There are 2 filters in the box, one red and one amber, I think. It is like new in the box. These are available new on Amazon for $160. It's a tail clicky switch, by the way. New on Amazon, $160 plus tax. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $110. No need to sharpen. That is the Fenix HT18R long range hunting light. I think they advertise some ridiculous amount of throw. Yeah. Wow. 1,100 meters? That's a long way. Over half a mile. All right, next up, if you thought that was a beast, you ain't seen nothing yet. Next up from Olight is the Marauder 2 Adapt and Conquer. So this lists an 800 meter throw and a max lumen output of 14,000. So this is a very interesting light. You're not going to carry this clip to a pocket. The overall length is 5.5 inches. The bezel diameter is 2 15/16. I'm not going to count though. Yeah, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 perimeter emitters, and then there's a deep reflector that I think handles the focused beam. And if you watch this, let's see if I can remember how to turn the dumb thing on. Okay. Watch. This switch right here changes it to the focus beam. And when you do that at a long distance, it's unbelievable. Anyway, look at that. It does have USB-C charging. It is near mint to like new in box. If you want to buy one of these brand new, well, what'd you do, dummy? If you want to buy one of these brand new, it'll run you $330, but that's what you pay to get 14,000 lumens. $330 for these brand new. And this one is near mint to like new in box. Your price $200. That is the Olight Marauder 2. Next up, I got stuff. We have a knife from Ocaso. Now, I have nothing against Ocaso, but guys, a triangular box is like the dumbest thing in the world. Stop. There's no good way. You can't set anything on top of it. Which, I don't know. I think it's silly. Anyway, there's a knife inside the box, and it is the Ocaso Solstice in titanium. Interesting knife. It's got kind of a Kwaiken profile, almost. Very cool pocket clip. It is reversible tip up deep carry, one piece. No fill tab needed, which I think is kind of cool. Cool pivot, normal adjustment. It is a flipper. Whoops, it's better than that. A flipper on ball bearings. Long, slender, top to bottom anyway, clip point blade, kind of robust stock. Blade steel is CPM S35VN. The blade length is 3 9/16. The handle is 4 1/4, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. You can kind of tell by how far forward the pivot is. It's a stainless steel liner lock with titanium scales, just so you know. The action, beautiful. Lock up, dead rock solid, engaged right there. Blade centering is very, very close. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. Currently available for a web retail price at your favorite online knife store of $207. This one can be yours at $140 like it is. $165 if you'd like it to come with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available. That is the Solstice in titanium from Ocaso. Next up, what a cool little pocket knife we have here. From across the pond in Sheffield, England, United Kingdom, we have a George Wostenholm Sheffield IXL Barlow. All steel in bolster and liner. Some gorgeous smooth brown bone covers, and there's a little raggy spot right here, which some of you adore. Some slight patina in that bolster, which is just cool on a knife like this. Long pull, cam tang slip joint. Clip point main, just a long pull, no swedge. There's your tang stamp. Nothing on the back side. And I sharpened this for this consignor some time ago. It is wearing an Apostle P edge, and it is quite sharp. Let's see. Pull weight, I'll call it 7. Walk and talk are beautiful. The centering is off to the low side, just a bit. Condition, I don't know, we'll call it excellent, no box. With my edge. I really couldn't find any comps for this knife, but it's got to be worth $60. That's your price. No need to sharpen. The George Wostenholm Sheffield IXL Barlow with an Apostle P edge. Next up, we got a little combo deal from Ryder. This box and the inner tube belong to a Ryder Reserve model, and then I've got another one that has no packaging. So this is a Ryder Reserve RRR 025 Sabak. I think that's how you say that. That looks very Asia Minor-ish, doesn't it? Yeah. Kind of cool. Triple line stainless steel bolsters and end caps. The shield is nickel silver, kind of a modified bomb shield. The brass liners not only line the back spring, but also space the two different types of micarta. I believe that's red canvas and black canvas, I think. Long closed length on this one. 5 5/16. The blade, which comes from a Match Striker nail nick, is a, I don't know, kind of a muskrat clip. The blade steel is D2. It's a half stop slip joint. Pretty nice walk and talk. Sounded like an internal stop pin, and it is. Centering, not too bad. About 6.5 pull. Condition, like new in box. Available new for $41 web retail. And then the second knife is the Rosecraft, not Rough Rider, RCT 006 Beaver Creek Barlow, covered in smooth bourbon bone, stainless steel lined bolsters. Good looking bone, I gotta say. Single sheep's foot blade in D2. Nice. 3.5 inches closed length. About a 7.5 pull. You can pinch or you can nick. Cool swedged sheep's foot. Also running an internal stop pin instead of using a kick for the closed stop. We'll call that near mint to like new, no box, and these are available new for $56 web retail. So 41 and 56, I think, is still 97 if you bought both of these knives brand new. Let's do $70 shipped priority mail for both, plus 20 each to sharpen. That is the Rough Rider Reserve and Rosecraft combo. Next up, ooh, this is not the Rob's pick, but it's probably the coolest knife in the sale. And it's from that little company in Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. The knife inside is a Rex 45 Shaman, but it is not wearing those, although they do come with a knife. Instead, it's wearing what came in this bag, which are a pair of Lotus scales in basket weave carbon fiber from Flytanium. So the Lotus designation is the new style contouring they're doing, which is quite comfortable and also good looking. Would you like to see the knife? Well, here it is. Oh yeah, a satin finish, and that Lotus, the Lotus contouring comes from that scallop at near the spine, and then this one near the blade well. Just gives it a little added something, good feeling in the hand. Although the factory scales accommodate a 4-way clip position, we're going to be right hand tip up only on the Flytanium scales. The blade, CPM Rex 45. No patina whatsoever on this blade. Blade length, I need to turn the page. I think it's 3 5/8. Does that sound right? That's what my copy says. 3 5/8 blade, 4 11/16 handle, compression lock mechanism, stunning in the hand. Free drop in blade that is beautifully centered and rock solid lockup. Condition will be near mint in box only because of the scale swap. The blade appearance is like new. So they're gone. These were a sprint run. They've been gone for a long time. Sold listings on eBay for stock knives, right, without the Flytanium scales. Sold listings are between $295 and $342. This is wearing, what, $50, $60 worth of Flytanium bling, and we're going to offer this at $295, like it is, $325 with an TheApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Spyderco, Shaman, Burnt Orange, Rex 45, and Fly CF. Next up, one of these days I'm just going to snag one of these, but it's not today. From Microtech, we have a model number 210-1 FLG-TBK. It is the MSI Microtech standard issue, single edge with fluted black G10 standard finish. And here she is. Gorgeous fluted black G10. Sane hardware, and by that I mean Torx. It runs the RAM lock, which is a lot like the cartridge-style Benchmade access lock that went on the Anthem. Except you get to see more of it in this design, which is kind of cool. Basically, a piston and coil spring access lock. Pocket clip, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry with fill tab. The blade opens with an interesting shaped hole. It is two-tone in M390 MK. Blade length on the MSI is 3 7/8. The handle's 5 1/16. Is it worth it to have all that handle? I think it might be. Anyway, ball bearing pivot, by the way. Rock solid lockup. Free swinging action. Centering on this MSI. Oh, I didn't write it down. It's perfect. There you go. Yep. Condition near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were last available, they were $265 web retail. Your price on this one is $210, like it is, $240 with an Apostle P edge. And did I mention? I don't think I did. This Microtech is 100% American made. So yeah, $210 like it is, $240 with my edge on the MSI. Next up, another beloved American icon of a knife company, Chris Reeve. We have in this box an Umnundi in Macassar ebony and a MagnaCut blade. What could be wrong with that? The answer, absolutely nothing. Here's your birth card. Macassar ebony, MagnaCut blade, born last September. Comes with a virginal, think twice, cut once, small slip. And here's the knife. So this is a latest generation Umnundi. We've gone to the through hole instead of the nail nick that started out good and then got bad, and now we got better. Better than either of the nail nicks for actually opening the knife. The blade, 2 3/4 inches of CPM MagnaCut. That looks like a pretty sweet factory edge, and it is. Your Reeve integral lock locks up thusly, releases beautifully, action is free, centering is perfect. The pocket clip. Here's one complaint I have about this new generation of Umnundi. The clip is no longer ambidextrous. If it were, there would be a little pinhole right in front of that screw, because that's what keeps the clip from doing that. It's only present for right-hand tip up on the new generation. Good looking Macassar ebony. Subtle but beautiful figuring. Condition on this one will be like new in box with slip and all paperwork. They're currently out of stock as usual for a Chris Reeve model. When they were available, or when they will be available next, the web price will be $500 for this exact knife. You can have this one though, all squared away and like new. $425 as shown, $455 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That is the Umnundi in ebony and MagnaCut. Next up, I'm going to show you a knife. It happened again. It happened 2 weeks in a row. A guy, and he's not been a prolific customer, but he's been a customer in the past. He watched my heads up video yesterday, and he deciphered what knife this is, and I didn't tell him. I said we had a Monterey Bay fusion slip joint that I thought was super cool, and he emailed me and he said, I will take the Monterey Bay Mayor. Wow. He didn't even know the price. He didn't know for sure that was the knife. But I ended up letting him buy it. He was so resourceful. He's not even an early bird. Sorry, guys. He just kind of warmed my heart. Comes in a Monterey Bay pouch. in a Monterey Bay black leather slip that mounts on belt. Inside is the knife. Little curved handle trapper. Got a little GEC 39 vibe going, doesn't it? So the covers are carbon fiber. The shield is mother of pearl. The bolsters and end caps are stainless steel. Nice burnished line in that satin bolster. We do have a screw pivot. Gorgeous file worked, or well, maybe a CNC file worked back spring. Little nail nick to open. Ooh, it is a full flat ground Wharncliffe blade. That is a sexy Wharncliffe. That's just beautiful aesthetic right there. Nice little drawn swedge. Designed by S. Owen. I'm not sure who that is. It definitely didn't look Laconico-ish. So let's see. Close length is 3 13/16. Pull weight, I'll call it a 7, maybe 7.5. Walk and talk are beautiful. It does use a closed stop pin, so that's going to be a thunk. And I'm calling the centering close. Condition, you're meant to like new in box. Yeah, we'll just say like new in pouch. They're out of stock. When they were available, they were $195 web new. This one is sold at $150. That's the Monterey Bay Meyer. Next up, we have one from the Maniago Knife Makers. Inside that box, there's a pouch, I think. Yes, there is. Inside the pouch is a knife, and it is the, I'm going to say Goccia, maybe? Gotcha? Goccia? In green canvas micarta. Pretty cool knife. OD green canvas micarta. Is that a titanium backspacer? I don't know. It could be steel. I think the pocket clip is steel. Right hand deep carry tip up. It's a ball bearing flipper. The blade, M390, 3 1/4 inches long. I think Jens Anso designed this one. Stainless steel liner lock is early and secure. Rock solid, in fact. Ball bearing pivot works just fine. Blade centering, perfect. Condition, like new in box. Currently available at your favorite web retailer for $214 plus tax in most places. This one can be yours at $150 all in, shipped priority mail. $180 if you'd like my edge on that M390 blade. That's the Goccia in OD canvas and M390 from MKM. Next up, another one from MKM that I just dropped on the table. Nice looking box, nice looking pouch. Let's see, what's inside here? This is the MKM Hero in olive wood. What a cool knife. Just look at that. Yeah. So the frame, integral liners and bolsters are in titanium with a nice bead blast. Scales are olive wood. Nice looking olive wood too. Pocket clip is a titanium deep carry tip up, ambidextrous. Midlock mechanism, and it's got that that Maniago style, no hafting but super squared away construction. Crowned backspacer and lock bar. The blade, just a beautiful drop point, satin finished. And it's in M390. The blade length is 3.5 inches. The lockup is dead rock solid. Free drop in action. You don't want to do that or you'll cut yourself. Centering's perfect. Let's see. It's kind of an old school looking knife, but can you flick it? You bet you can. Nice sharp coarse jimping. What a beauty. That is nice. Like new in the box. Currently available for a web retail of $280. Let's do this one at $195 like it is. $225 if you'd like it with my edge. That is the MKM Hero in olive wood and M390. Next we got a little run of Kaisers for you. What do you think of that? First up comes in the old 2 boxes in a pouch configuration. It is the KI4458 T4 Beglader. I think. Beglader. I still don't know. Anyway. And let's look at the knife. Scaled in orange peel titanium with some very cool milling details. Very fine. I think there's a fine milling in the orange peel. Then you've got these steps. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Blue anodized pivot collars. Ball bearing flipper. Flips great. A compound ground. Straight spine. With a swedge and a fuller. Blade steel is S35VN. Blade length is 3 9/16. Very effective jimping. Handle length 4 5/8. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Droppy shutty. And the blade centering is perfect. It's like new in the box. Currently available right now on sale at Blade HQ. I'm sorry, at Knife Center for $145. I think they were, what, about $175, $180 before? Let's offer this one at $115 like it is, $140 with an Apostle P edge on that S35 blade. That's the KI4458 T4 Beglader from Kaiser. Next up, we have kind of an OG Kaiser. Also comes in the dressy box. Oh, this box has got a little bit of damage. See? Anyway. Never mind, I'm making a mess. The inner box is kind of compromised. The knife is the KI5488A1 Sheepdog XL in all black. Tumbled DLC titanium handle and tumbled DLC blade. S35VN blade, 3 15/16 inches long. The handle is 5 5/16. All the hardware is gold anodized. Pocket clip milled titanium right hand tip up. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Locks up robustly. Solidly. Yeah. I bet it'll drop shut. Yeah. Centering will be perfect. What? I have no flipper. Son of a gun. What am I going to do? I guess I'll just have to open it with the hole. Yeah. Condition near mint in box. It has been used and touched up. Currently available for a web retail price of $189. Let's offer this one at $130 like it is. $155 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. Let's see, how good is that touched up edge? I don't know. It's not very refined, but feels pretty doggone sharp, just so you know. That is the Sheepdog XL from Kaiser. Next up is not really our last Kaiser, but sort of. Same box. Inside this one is a KI3606A1 HIC-CUP. A HIC-CUP. I got a mess over here, guys. I got a mess over here. Alright, let's look at the knife. Here it is. Those scales are They are Flytanium, dark gold. I'm sorry, they're not Flytanium, they're fat carbon. Fat carbon, dark gold carbon fiber. That's pretty cool stuff. I like that. Other than that, it's a standard HIC-CUP. You've got your... Is that clip milled? It looks like it is. I don't know. Is it titanium? Let's try to find out here. It is. That is a milled titanium clip, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry. It is a button lock mechanism and a ball bearing pivot, and it's a front flipper. I can't front flip. Man, I suck. Or you can open it with a hole. A broad swedged spear, an S35VN, 3 1/8 blade, 4 1/8 handle. Rock solid button lock lockup. Free dropping blade, and perfect centering. It is like new in the box. These are currently out of stock. When they were available, the web prices varied a little bit. I found old listings between $131 and $168. Let's offer this at $100, shipped priority mail, all in. Or if you would like my edge, $125. That's the HIC-CUP in dark gold fat carbon fiber scales from Kaiser. Next, we have two from Tangram, right? And they're identical. There's that one. And there's that one. Is Tangram the budget line of Kaiser, I think? Anyway, inside these boxes are two identical knives. They're the Tangram Vector. What you got here is a 2 15/16 blade, a very slightly recurved spear point with a swedge in Akuto 440 Japanese stainless steel. The handle, this is reminiscent of the Spyderco Centafonte 3. These scales are FRN with a gorgeous molded pattern. Man, that's just beautiful. Button lock mechanism. Now this first one isn't quite a free dropper as adjusted, but it's close. But zero blade play. And the blade centering is close, but it favors the bottom slightly. And then the second one, same knife. This one is a little freer dropping, but maybe not much. They're pretty much identical. So these will be listed as Tangram Vector number 1 and number 2. They will be $30 each, $55 sharpened. Next day sharpening is available. I don't think it matters which one you pick. They're very identical, both brand new in box. And they are discontinued and out of stock in unobtainium. They used to sell for about $40 web retail. Probably would be more if they came back today. I got a feeling. Next up, another Save Me From Myself knife. I really don't care though on this one. I just assume nobody bought it because I don't have one. It's from Spyderco. It's the Roadie. Little baby Roadie. Beautiful. FRN scales with kind of a almost a sandblasted texture, and then the bug not so much, so it's actually raised a little bit, embossed, and a more glossy texture. This is a fusion slip joint. It opens with a pinch divot. Sal Glesser designed this one. The blade length on the Roadie is 2 1/8. The steel is N690CO from Bolieu. The handle length is 2 15/16. Walk and talk are very nice. And the centering is dead down the middle. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. These are currently available brand new at your favorite web retailer for $63. Let's do $45 on this one, all in, shipped priority mail. 65 with my edge on that N690 CO blade. That is the roadie from Spyderco. Next up, we have one from MKM. This is a fixed blade. And it's, let's see. This model number isn't what you will normally see. You will normally see PT1CF. It is the Pocket Tango with carbon fiber scales and a MagnaCut blade. Super cool little white stitched sheath. You can carry it in the pocket with that loop. Theoretically, that would help the sheath stay in your pocket so you can extract the blade, and that blade will go in there either way. There's, of course, a rare earth magnet in there. Here's the knife. Scaled in finely milled shred carbon fiber. Blade steel is MagnaCut. Blade length 2 13/16. Handle is 3 15/16. Very good in the hand. I mean, very good in the hand. Condition is like new in box. Currently available at a web retail of $190. This one can be yours $135 like it is $165 with my edge on that MagnaCut blade. The Pocket Tango 1 from MKM. Next up, we are going to finish this sale with 4 Joker knives. And here's the first one. We're kind of running them from small to large. There is the box. Inside is the CN121 Avispa S. And S, I believe, stands for Scandi. Got a beautiful little leather sheath. Nice cross strap. Nice snap. No rattle. This is like a little mini, tiny Kephart. Blade steel is Sandvik 14C28N. Blade length is 3 1/8. The handle is walnut. And it is 3 3/8 in length. Black liners, brass pin, brass tube. Beautiful Scandi grind on this. Not the sharpest one I've ever seen, but nicely done. Designed by J. Sabater. However you say that. Let's see, how is it in the hand? Very Bill Moran in hand, actually. Sorry, Horace. Condition will be like new in the box. Currently available at a web retail of $79. We're going to offer this one at $50, shipped priority mail. $75 with my edge. Just so you guys know, Joker knives, based in Spain, manufactured in Spain, they make a super nice knife for not a lot of money. Beautifully made, nicely hafted, nicely ground. So yeah, $50 like it is, $75 sharpened on the Avispa S. And that brings us to the next Joker. This will come with no box, but everything else you get. How's that sheath? That thing is beautiful. So you've got a high ride belt loop and then a low ride dangle. We even have a hang tag. This piece is handmade in Spain with top quality materials. Well, let's just take a look. So this is the BS9 Campero, full flat ground stubby clip point, 14C28N stainless steel, 4 1/8 blade, and a 4 11/16 handle. Look at that. These are also walnut scales. There's just a little bit of burl in that walnut. Black liners, brass pins, and a brass tube. Leather thong lanyard. The handle length is 4 11/16 if I didn't mention it. That's very bushcrafty. Very good in the hand. It's like new, no box. Currently available for a web retail of $105. Let's do this one at 75 bucks like it is. 100 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the BS9 Campero from Joker Knives. Next up, we get a little bigger. And it's another Joker. This is the C0 or CO123 Ember F. Ember F, as in flat ground, I believe. Again, a super nicely made sheath. Paracord lanyard on the knife. High ride dangle, removable low ride dangle. Here's the knife. Again, kind of cap hardy. You've got 4 1/8 inches of 14C28N Sandvik stainless steel, a cap hardy spear point. The handle is olive wood on this one with black liners, brass pins and tube, exposed tang for impact. Backing up that 4 1/8 blade is a 4 5/8 handle, and it's very good. How does it fit? Very well. Let's see. A little bit of rattle. Anyway, these are currently available online at a price at your favorite web-based knife store of 92 bucks. Let's do 65 on this one. 90 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the Joker Ember F, model number CO123. Well, that, my friends, brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. It is another one from Joker, and it's the biggest of our Jokers tonight. It's a CN125 Nomad with an ApostleP edge. This is kind of an interesting knife. I think this is the only Joker I've ever seen with a convex edge grind. I'll show you in a minute. Again, you get a beautifully made sheath, paracord lanyard in the knife. This has got a snappable belt loop, so you can take the knife off your belt without taking off your belt. Blade steel on this one, kind of interesting. Bowler N695, 5 inches in length. I'm going to call that a clip point. And this was a convex ground knife, and it was quite bad. I sharpened this several months ago for this consignor, and it came out very well. It was just kind of wedgy, and now it's thinned a little bit, and man, is it sharp. Blade is 5 inches in length. Again, we're back to the walnut scales on this one, kind of a deep dark walnut that's beautiful. Black liners, exposed tang for impact. Backing up that 5-inch blade is a 4 15/16 handle, and that is beautiful in the hand. Great hunting knife. Currently available on Amazon at $145, but remember, this has got 30 bucks of my sharpening on it. So if you bought this knife new and sent it to me to sharpen, you'd have 175 bucks plus some postage in it. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $100 like it is. No need to sharpen. That's the Joker Nomad with an ApostleP edge, and that's it for tonight. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now go get you some deals. I'll talk to you soon.